Hey everyone, Hfmasters here, and today we are doing our review on the LEGO Ninjago Season 13 Woo's Battle Dragon. This is item 71718. It comes with 321 pieces and it will retail for $20 in the US. On the front of the box you can of course just see the Battle Dragon, and then on the back of the box you can see all of the functions of the set. See, this is a European box, so it has these stupid punctual things instead of the stickers. Kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Alright, and here's the set fully and complete, but first and foremost, let's start with that dragon. So the Battle Dragon itself is a fairly sizable thing for $20. I'm going to start off right away with the comparison. So, here you have the Woo Battle Dragon, of course we all expect this, but then let's slide in the Legacy Golden Dragon, of course the last $20 dragon, and you can tell right away there is a major difference in size. Even the way I have this set up, the Battle Dragon is not in its longest possible form, but it already feels way longer, just, in terms of head to tail than the Legacy Golden Dragon. The wingspan is much wider, and the fact that the wingspan on this is so huge it actually makes this feel bigger than honestly it actually is. Like, if you compare this to the Master Blue Dragon from Possession, it feels pretty comparable in size because the wingspan is actually larger than that set, even though in reality this is a much smaller set than that. So it feels a lot larger than it actually is. And then of course this one just, it feels more detailed in the whole torso section, even though it really isn't that much more detailed. It just feels like it is. So for the amount that you pay for this set, it just feels like you're getting a lot more than compared to just 2 years ago. But alright, now the actual dragon itself. So first thing I want to start off is the brick build head. I feel like this is the most distinct part of the whole set, and it's going to be one of the biggest factors that a lot of people have when it comes to buying these dragons, because if you don't really like the head, it kind of changes the whole way you look at it. But me personally, I think this head, I think it looks pretty nice. It's actually fairly cool to build, especially for how little pieces they are. They get a ton of just different angles. Like, I like how they use these pieces right here to get eyebrows, and they have these coming on the side. It's a very tiny build, but it's a lot more detailed than you would expect. You can see, looking at head on, you can still kind of see the eyes, which I always think is an important detail that is kind of missing as of late, especially with these more brick build. They have these brick build, but they print the eyes on the side, so they only look good from one angle. This one I think actually looks pretty good from pretty much all angles. So as far as the head goes, I think this is a fairly successful one. And then of course you got your articulation. So the neck, this first part of the neck is just attached to just a clip, and then the rest of it is mixable ball joints, so you can move this everywhere, side to side, up and down. And then the head, also a mixable ball joint, non-restrictive, just moves everywhere you want it to go. You probably also noticed when I was moving the head that Woo was kind of getting dragged along a little bit. That's because he actually has this riding chain here, which is just a small little detail, and I mean, if you don't want it, you can just have Woo not hold it, and then there you go. But this is the saddle section. Saddle section, nothing too crazy. It's just a couple pieces. There's no stud connection. You just slide the legs in here and he just fits in. And then there also are 2 clips on either side for Woo's weapon. Now, it's not the greatest design because the weapon, you can't really put it in there that much. It gets stopped by a black slope underneath, so it kind of sticks really far up. So it looks a little bit awkward, but I think it looks good for the most part, and I would much rather have it just exist than it to be perfectly designed. The fact that it's in this set makes it better. I have to say my favorite part of this set has to be the wing build. It does a really nice job of integrating this kind of plasticky vinyl piece with this brick built area. It just looks really nice. And then of course, as far as articulation goes, you can move all the way up and down. Fairly simple. There is 1 clip and 1 ratcheting joint, so it can stay in pretty much any pose you want. It's no problems falling down, and it looks really nice. I think they did a really great job here, especially for that $20 price point. The tail also is a similar story. You can see all the way coming from the neck and back to the tail, they have this gold piece with the little cheese slope on it. They consist that all the way through. It looks really nice, but it's similar to the actual neck. This first part is just a clip, so you move the whole thing up and down, and then everything after that, mixable ball joints. So you can move it side to side, up and down. You just configure it pretty much whatever pose you want, you can do it. And then last thing here on the torso, you can see just a little bit of shaping that comes out really nice. I think that helps. But then of course the legs. The legs I'd say are definitely the weakest point of this set. So front legs, forward and back, no side to side. That's all it does. Ankles are fine again, forward and back, no side to side, and they are this kind of weird foot build. I don't think the foot looks that great, but it works. It works better than the Legacy Golden Dragon, even though it only has like 4 pieces. So I think that's fine. Then you have the back legs. Again, forward and back. This lower section can actually move a little bit, which is kind of cool. So it does have a little bit of a lower leg. And then again, the foot, a similar build, a little bit different. I kind of like this one better. But again, it's kind of weak compared to other feet builds. But again, there's not really any side articulation with these legs. They're very restrictive. This one especially, because they have the battle droid armor piece used to kind of lock these 2 lower legs. So this leg is just, it's very restrictive, but I think it's good enough, and it doesn't really detract in any way, but I do think they could have been a little bit better. As far as the side builds go, all we have is this small little stand that can be, basically it's just a holder here for the collectible, and this is the Ivory Sword of Deliverance. It is one of the collectibles for this season. There is another one too, a black version. This one is the ivory version though, and it's pretty simple. It's just a small little shrine, but I think it looks pretty good. And there is another aspect. There is a whole board game aspect that this can be connected to. So if you get more sets, this can become more significant. But as it is, it's just a cool little kind of shrine. I think it looks pretty good, especially like the green flames. And here are the 2 minifigures in this set. We have, of course, on the right, Sensei Wu, or as they call him this season, Hero Wu. And then on the left, we have one of the new villain characters, and that is Gleck. He is one of the goblins. You can see I just have Wu holding the Ivory Sword of Deliverance just so you can kind of get an idea of the scale, because it is a fairly large piece. But as far as the prints go, pretty simple. I think Wu has a far more interesting one. He has a lot more armored up look than he typically would, which I think is pretty cool. And you can see that just kind of continues to the back. No alternate face for Wu, but there is an alternate face for Gleck, which is a little bit more scared. And I think that looks pretty solid. Overall, 2 pretty decent minifigures. So for $20, really can't complain about this set. This is just an amazing value. I really don't think there's going to be any more dragons that come out that are really going to be comparable to this at this price point. This is really close to the peak. I'd say just make the legs just a little bit better in terms of articulation, and this would be the perfect $20 dragon. For the amount of money you pay, the size of this dragon is really, really good. I think they could have got away actually making this $30. The actual detailing from the wings to the neck all the way down to this tail here I think looks really nice. Once again, especially for the price point, it just looks so good. Minifigures, pretty simple, but I think both of them are pretty nice. Even this small little shrine thing I think looks pretty good. So once again, for $20, this is nearly the perfect set. But that is it for my quick review here on Wu's Battle Dragon. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.